The final week of the 2023 USPBL regular season begins tonight. A Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday at Jimmy John's Field. It's the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and the Utica Unicorns. Welcome into our USPBL Network pregame show. I'm Teddy Rodquist, and we have a special guest tonight, Marcus Judd, the all-star second baseman from the Beavers, joining us, a fan favorite here in the USPBL. Marcus, first of all, we appreciate you making the time pregame, and we'll start with your Beaver squad. You guys have been playing pretty well lately. You won 6 of your last 10. You beat the first place Willie Mammoth your last time out, and if you guys win your next 2 games, you can get back to 500. What do you think you guys have been doing well lately?
We've definitely been playing as a team, a cohesive unit. Our team is spearheaded by Chris Davis and JD Stubbs, always focused on, always letting us know, reminding us as long as we are strong 1 through 9, that we have a chance to come back and win any ball game that we go against. This team is very resilient. Our pitching staff has definitely come into play the last 10 games, leaving teams under a certain amount, and they're playing together as a team, both offensively, defensively, but as a cohesive unit in the dugout. There is no separatism. We're all together, and we all have a common goal in mind.
That's terrific, and you can definitely see that on the field. I like what you said about you guys 1 through 9 there, and then we'll flip it over to the other side, the team you're playing tonight, the Unicorns.
Sir.
I mean, even though they're at the bottom of these 4-team standings, they can be tough, particularly with their pitching. I mean, you guys know that Andrew Huffman's on the hill tonight, back on August 23rd, 8 one-hit innings. So what do you think makes him tough and this Unicorn squad, just their ability to keep it close and hang around in games?
As far as Hoffman goes, he has a very hard fastball, but he also backs it up with some secondary pitches that he can throw for strikes. When you have a guy who can throw any one of his 3 pitches for strikes early in the count and get hitters behind in the count, kind of feels like you're fighting from behind, even if you do end up getting ahead in the count.
Right.
For us, but combating that today, just don't miss the fastball. Hit the fastball, don't come out of it, and focus on getting on base. Taking good pitches is going to be the key, as long as us getting on base and continuing to pass on to the next guy, not allowing the moment to become too big.
Absolutely. Marcus, again, we appreciate you taking the time here. First pitch at 7:05 tonight on the USPBL Network.
Thank you.
Locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward, not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
You are looking live at Jimmy John's Field. 74 degrees and sunny, an absolutely beautiful night in downtown Utica as we begin the final week of the 2023 USPBL regular season. It's a Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday matchup between the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and the Utica Unicorns. Welcome into our USPBL broadcast booth. I'm Teddy Rodquist. Happy to be with you tonight. We'll get into our sponsors in a minute here, but first we'll give you a quick little rundown of the matchup tonight. The Beavers come in tonight in third place, 20 and 22. They're 5 games back of first, just 2 games back of the Diamond Hoppers in second place. And then the Unicorns are in fourth place at 16 and 24 and 8 games back. And now we'll take a look at our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you by Fairy Tale Entertainment. Ascension, personalized care when and where you need it. Belfour Property Restoration. Budweiser, this Bud's for you, and a proud supporter of military veterans. Budweiser. Dave & Buster's, tonight's matchup, a Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday matchup. DTE Energy, Detroit Thomas Edison. Fifth Third Bank, banking at your convenience. Fifth Third Bank. Jarbcom Audio Video Solutions. Jimmy John's. Macomb Community College. McLaren Macomb. McQuaid Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Refrigeration. Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers. Chevy drives the Motor City. Pepsi. And by Scott's. Let's get to the yard. Scott's. UWM, United Wholesale Mortgage, the #1 wholesale lender in the nation. Alrighty. And now we'll take a look at our lineups tonight. We'll begin with our visitors, the Unicorns. There's 4 lefties, 1 switch hitter, and 5 all-stars in there for Jim Essien tonight. Nick Pastor leads it off. He's in center field. He's the league leader with 15 stolen bases, and he's 5th in the USPBL with 38 hits this season. Angel Diaz is hitting second out in left field. Lucas Gooden, the first baseman, he's in that 3 spot. He's about as patient as they come at the plate. He's second in the league with 30 walks. Josh Baker, the left-handed hitting cleanup man, he's the designated hitter. Jared Weber's batting 5th tonight, and he's playing third base. And then hitting 6th down right field, left-hander Phil Matulia. He's hitting .351, 13 for 37 in his 12 games here in the USPBL. Then the bottom 3, Patrick Baggett, he's hitting 7th, the shortstop. Ramon Enriquez hitting 8th and doing the catching. And then Donovan Curiel, he's the second baseman, hitting 9th. The pitcher for the Unicorns tonight, Andrew Huffman. We'll have more on him in a moment. And now we'll flip it over to the home team, the Beavers. Chris Davis, he's leading it off in center field. He leads the USPBL in runs, hits, total bases, walks, and plate appearances from Avon, Connecticut. What a player. Rudy Ramirez hitting second out in left field. J.D. Stubbs, left-hander. He's the designated hitter in that 3 spot. Malik Bolin, the first baseman. He's the cleanup man. He's second in the league in both home runs and RBI. Purdue Northwest, Ray Hilbrick. He's out in right field hitting 5th. Christian Ortega, he had a grand slam last week. He's the third baseman in that 6 spot. Luke Stevenson, 7th in catching. Marcus Judd, he joined us on the USPBL Network pregame show today, and he'll be in the booth with us on Saturday playing second base, hitting 8th. And rounding it out for John Dombrowski is Ben Wilcoxon. He's the shortstop. So there's 3 lefties, and there is 7 all-stars in this Beaver lineup tonight. Everyone but Rudy Ramirez and Christian Ortega was a 2023 USPBL All-Star. Jake Armstrong will be doing the pitching for the Beavers tonight. Got the lineups being exchanged at home plate right now. And we will go to commercial. We'll be back with the top of the first inning here on the USPBL Network.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier health care and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit, with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
At Ascension, Michigan, we're committed to being your first choice for healthcare. Our nationally recognized heart program is the leader throughout Michigan in minimally invasive heart valve procedures. For joint replacement, spine, and cancer care, patients choose our specialists for advanced care and treatment. And we also excel in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
Sean Kahn with a terrific rendition of the national anthem. About set to get going here at Jimmy John's Field between the Utica Unicorns and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Let's take a quick look at how the Beavers will line up defensively behind Jake Armstrong here. This defensive lineup, as always, brought to you by Three-Dimensional Services. Luke Stevenson, he'll do the catching, completing the battery with Armstrong. The infield, first to third, Malik Bolin, Marcus Judd, Ben Wilcoxon, and Christian Ortega. And then the outfield, left to right, Rudy Ramirez, Chris Davis in center field, and Ray Hilbrick out in right. We'll run through this Unicorn lineup real quick and then give you the rundown on Jake Armstrong. That Unicorn lineup one more time. Nick Pastor, Angel Diaz, Lucas Gooden, Josh Baker, Jared Weber, Phil Matulia, Patrick Baggett, Ramon Enriquez, and Donovan Curiel. And now for Jake Armstrong. 6'3", 205-pound right-hander, native of Bloomington, Illinois, and he played collegiately for the Western Illinois Leathernecks. We have a real nice pitching matchup tonight. A couple of USPBL All-Stars, and you can see it right there with that ERA. Taking a look at our Ascension pitcher comparison. Ascension bringing you personalized care when and where you need it. 2.53 ERA for Andrew Huffman, 1.51 for Jake Armstrong. We had this pitching matchup back on August 23rd, actually, just a little over a week ago, and you know, Armstrong was pretty good in that game, but Huffman was terrific in that game. 8 innings, only 1 hit. 8 shutout innings, only 1 hit. But back to Armstrong real quick. He's making his 16th appearance, his 10th start, 1-2 with that 1.51 ERA. He has a save. He's walked 13 and struck out 31 in his 41 2/3 innings. The opposition's hitting .208 against him. Luke Stevenson making the throw down to second base there. Nick Pastor step into the plate. And like I said when we first welcomed you in at the top of the show, it is a beautiful night here. We're about to get going. Looks like we'll be right on, maybe even a minute before our listed 7:05 first pitch. We're at 7:04 right now. Pastor, Diaz, good in here for the Unicorns in the top of the first against Armstrong. First pitch swinging, popped up shallow left field. Ben Wilcoxon going back and makes a nice running catch, tumbles and holds on to the baseball. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jake Armstrong, and wherever you may be and however you may be watching, we're happy to have you along tonight. We'll score that up, pop-up. Was not hit very highly. It was kind of between a line drive and a pop-up. Very nice play by Ben Wilcoxon going back there on it. One of those 7 All-Stars for the Beavers. Angel Diaz step into the plate. Takes ball 1 inside. Popped up, foul territory. Looks like Stevenson might have room near the screen, and he could not make the catch. He was going near the screen over by the Unicorn dugout, first base side. I shouldn't say over by the Unicorn dugout, but the side of the Unicorn dugout, and I think it kind of tailed back on him at the last second there and might have had a little more room than he thought. So Angel Diaz lives to see another pitch. But going back to that play by Ben Wilcoxon there, Wilcoxon, 24-year-old native of Lexington, Kentucky, played at Division II, Kentucky Wesleyan. He's a very solid shortstop. 5'8", 170 pounds. Usually does not wear batting gloves, has the old school look. Diaz swinging a miss, now down in the count, 1-2. Fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again at 1-2. Diaz, this is his 22nd game, his 19th start. It's in 266, 4 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 3 RBI, 9 for 9 in stolen bases. One of only 5 players in the league with multiple triples, actually. Lines 1 to center field here, but it'll hang up long enough for Chris Davis. Good swing, but 2 outs here in the top of the first. Liston, Indiana's Lucas Gooden. 6'2", 220-pound left-handed hitter. Takes strike one on the outside corner there, and that is to be expected with Lucas Gooden, a very patient hitter, second in the league in walks, does not swing first pitch very often. The 0-1 from Armstrong. Off-speed pitch missed below the strike zone, 1-1. Gooden played for NAIA Indiana Wesleyan, 23 years old. Takes one off the plate, 2-1. Armstrong works first base side of the rubber, stands at a slight angle to home plate. He's got a cool powder blue glove. Delivers outside there, 3-1. That's a common windup we see now. A lot of pitchers that'll stand on the first base side of the rubber. A lot of right-handed pitchers will stand at that angle, and he starts with the glove in front of the chest, and then he drops the hands and brings them back up again as he lifts the leg and drives to home plate. Low and in, ball four, and Lucas Gooden, as I said, he's patient, draws walk number 31 this season, and we have our first base runner of the night. So 2 outs, Gooden walks, he's on first base. Josh Baker, another left-hand hitter to the plate. 37th game for him. He started all 37. He's a USPBL All-Star this year. Low and in from Armstrong. First inning here brought to you by Ascension. Personalized care when and where you need it. Ascension. Just underway. No score. Top of the first inning. Unicorns Beavers on the USPBL network. Now 2-0 outside. Lucas Gooden, not much of a threat to run over at first base. Just 2 for 3 in stolen base tries this year. The 2-0. Wave and a miss from Baker, 2-1. This is the time of night here. We're at 7:09 local time here, 7:09 Eastern. This is the time that you'll see those shadows out on the field, which usually are actually more difficult, I would say, on the pitcher, but they can certainly affect a hitter too. The 2-1 to Baker, outside, 3-1. But, of course, as we get into the middle and later stretches of this game, the middle and later innings of this game, and the sun starts to set and darkness takes over, those shadows become less and less of a factor, and by the time we get to the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, won't be a factor at all. 3-1 on Baker. There goes Gooden, swing and a miss, throw down to second base, and Lucas Gooden, look at that. I said he wasn't much of a threat to run, but picks up stolen base number 3. Now 3 for 4, and he's in scoring position with a full count and 2 outs for Josh Baker. Deceptive speed for Lucas Gooden. He picks his spots well, 75%. The payoff pitch, wave and a miss. Armstrong gets that strikeout. And the Unicorns have a base runner and a stolen base, but do not score. We go to the bottom of the first inning on the USPBL network. Davis, Ramirez, Stubbs due up for the Beavers.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward, not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, where you've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you, because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much, because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
No score, bottom of the first inning on a Dave and Buster's Thirsty Thursday here at Jimmy John's Field. Beavers getting ready to step to the plate, but before they do, let's take a look at our three-dimensional services Utica Unicorns defensive lineup. Ramon Enriquez, he'll do the catching. The infield, Lucas Goodins at first base. Donovan Curiel, the second baseman. Patrick Baggett, the shortstop. They're the double play duo. Jared Weber's over at third base. The outfield, left to right. Angel Diaz, Nick Pastor, and Phil Matulia. Three-dimensional services, defensive lineup. And we'll take a quick run through this Beaver lineup one more time here for you, too. Be Chris Davis, Rudy Ramirez, J.D. Stubbs, Malik Bolin, Ray Hilbrick, Christian Ortega, Luke Stevenson, Marcus Judd, and Ben Wilcoxon, and they will face Andrew Huffman, who, as I mentioned earlier, held this team to one hit over 8 shutout innings just over a week ago. Huffman, 6'2", 225-pound right-hander, native of Kerhonkson in New York, pitched collegiately at Division III SUNY Brockport, State University in New York Brockport, making his 18th appearance of 2023, his 7th start. He's 3-2 with a 2.53 earned run average, 27 walks and 61 strikeouts in 42 2/3 innings. Opposition is hitting just 153 against him. So we have a pitcher holding the opposition to a 153 batting average, and the young man leading the USPBL in hits, Chris Davis. And let's get it going here in the bottom of the first. First pitch of the game, up above the strike zone. Davis tried to check his swing and did. Ball 1. Another one upstairs, 2-0. For Huffman, he's got a nice arsenal, 5-pitch mix. He's got both fastballs, the 4-seam and the 2-seam, a curveball, a slider, and a splitter. He really had that slider and that curveball going in his previous start against the Beavers. 2-0, swing and a miss from Davis, 2-1. Davis, 5'9", 185-pound left-handed hitter, stands deep in that batter's box. 26 years old, takes here 3-1. Mentioned earlier, he's from Avon, Connecticut, played in the Ivy League for the Princeton Tigers. And in a good count to do some damage or at least reach base here, 3-1. And he does just that. Takes outside, ball 4. So the Unicorns had a walk in the top of the first, and now the Beavers have one to lead off the bottom of the first. Chris Davis adds to his USPBL lead in walks. Lucas Goodin's trying to catch him, but Chris Davis just keeping pace with him. Rudy Ramirez to the plate, 255 this season for Ramirez. Takes ball 1 inside, so Huffman's missing to his arm side there early. He's missing away to left-handers like Davis and into right-handers like Ramirez. There was another one over in that vicinity, but Ramirez swung right through it, 1-1. Rudy Ramirez got his American flag cleats again tonight. Those are a nice look. I like it. He's been wearing those for a while. It's cool to see. 1-1, Chris Davis on first base. Another swing and a miss, now 1-2. Chris Davis definitely will take off over there at first base. Umpire tried to say the count was 2-1, but, you know, Ramirez has swung twice. It is indeed 1-2. He quickly realized, and we're correct at 1-2. Broken bat, soft fly ball right side. Curiel over the shoulder catch. He'll try to throw back to first base, but Davis in time. So that's the end of that piece of lubber for Rudy Ramirez. One out here in the bottom of the first. Kind of similar to the ball that Pastor hit that Ben Wilcoxon caught to lead off the game. Not a hard line drive, but not a quite high enough to be a pop-up either. Kind of that hybrid in between. J.D. Stubbs to the plate. One out here in the bottom of the first inning, scoreless on the USPBL television network. Stubbs takes strike 1. Davis 9 for 13. in stolen bases. He was successful in his last try. Throw over there. I'm sure Unicorn fan and Beaver fan knows this well by this point, but I'll remind everyone we do have the pitch clock here in the USPBL. It's over in the bottom right corner of our scoreboard in left center field there. The 15-second pitch clock. Outside 1-1 on Stubbs. Excuse me, I'm sorry, the 20-second pitch clock. And it rarely comes into play here. I mean, it's, you know, you might have one pitch clock violation a game, or I think I've had one game with two, but I mean, most games are 0. It's generally not a factor, but it is a rule here as a reminder. 1-1 on Stubbs. Another throw over there on Chris Davis, and that is the second disengagement of this at-bat. So if Huffman is going to throw over again, they have to record an out. See if Chris Davis takes an extra half step, maybe an extra full step in that lead. Off the plate inside, 2-1 on J.D. Stubbs. Davis reached with a walk, and then Rudy Ramirez popped up to the second baseman, Donovan Curiel. Swing and a miss. That was a splitter there from Huffman. Nice pitch, 2-2. J.D. Stubbs got some nice size, 6'3", 220 pounds, 24-year-old native of Fort Pierce in Florida, and he played at Georgia Gwinnett College, NAIA school. A lot of Georgia Gwinnett products in this league. Late swing there from Stubbs, and he was able to just get a piece and foul it off. Stay alive, still 2-2. Yeah, you look just at this Beaver roster. Greg Lokinen, Ryan Mann, Jalen Sewell, all also from Georgia Gwinnett College. And other players around the league. The 2-2, swing and a miss at the curveball. Stubbs strikes out, 2 down here in the bottom of the first. First strikeout of the night for Huffman. Both starting pitchers now have one. Malik Bolin to the plate, second in the USPBL in both home runs and RBI from Fort Worth, Texas. There goes Davis, swing and a miss by Bolin, throw down on one hop, not in time. He's in double digits, stolen base number 10 for Chris Davis, now 10 for 14. So we have one center fielder tonight, young man out there right now, Nick Pastore, leads the USPBL with 15 stolen bases. And now the other center fielder tonight, Chris Davis, who's currently on second base, now has 10. 25 between the two of them. 0-1 on Bolin, now 0-2. Two outs, scoreless, bottom of the first inning, Unicorns and Beavers. The 0-2 to Malik Bolin. Swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts from Andrew Huffman. We've played 1, Unicorn 0, Beavers 0. This is the USPBL Television Network.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Top of the second inning on a Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday at Jimmy John's Field. Unicorns and Beavers. I'm Teddy Rodquist here on the USPBL television network. Happy to be with you. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Jared Weber, Phil Matulia, and Patrick Baggett here for the Unicorns in the top of the second. In addition to it being a Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday, we're also celebrating women and girls in sports today. It's a terrific day, terrific celebration. You know, I myself, covering sports at Oakland University, cover women's basketball and volleyball. I would encourage everyone to try to make it out to a college sporting event, Oakland University or whatever is most convenient for you, and support women's sports. It's a terrific cause and very competitive games. Oakland basketball is a lot of fun to watch. Jared Weber getting it going here in the top of the second. First pitch, swing and a miss at a curveball. I'll run through the repertoire for Armstrong when I have a moment, because I did not do so in the top of the first. Ground ball left side. Will Coxon will back up on it. Across the diamond to Malik Bolin. 6-3 goes to put out. 1 down here in the top of the second. Three pitch mix for Armstrong. 4-seam fastball, slider, and changeup. So that curveball I misidentified. It was actually the slider. 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup for Armstrong. Phil Matulia to the plate. First pitch swinging. He lefts a high fly ball deep right field. It'll be just in front of the warning track for Hilbrick. Probably about 5 feet in front of the warning track. Good swing there from Matulia, and he just missed it. Two quick outs here in the top of the second. Patrick Baggett to the plate. Matulia still looking for that first USPBL home run. He's off to a terrific 351 start as Baggett takes ball 1 outside. Matulia's played in, this is game number 13, and he's now 13 for 38. Another ball outside, 2-0 on Baggett. Patrick Baggett, this is his 40th start of the year. Swings at the 2-0 and fouls it well back out of play, third base side. His 41st appearance and his 40th start for Patrick Baggett. He's hitting .220. Does have 4 doubles, 11 runs batted in. He's 6 for 6 in stolen bases. (2-1). He lofts a fly ball in the air left field. Rudy Ramirez moving to his right toward the line will make the catch. Unicorns go 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Beavers will have Hilbrick, Ortega, Stevenson in the bottom half. This is Teddy Rodquist on the USPBL television network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Bottom of the second inning at Jimmy John's Field, scoreless between the Unicorns and Beavers. Our bottom of the second inning here brought to you by Bell's Brewing. From Oberon to Two Hearted Ale, Bell's Brewing has shown a commitment to brewing quality beers for 40 years. Bell's Brewing, Comstock, Michigan. Ray Hilbrick will lead it off here for the Beavers in the bottom half of the second. We have not had a hit yet tonight. We have had a walk on both sides. Lucas Gooden walked in the top of the first, and he stole second, but did not make it any further. Chris Davis walked in the bottom of the first, and he also stole second and did not make it any further. And then the Unicorns went 1, 2, 3 in the top of the second. And now here we are in the bottom of the second. Hilbrick, real nice player. Six foot, 190 pounds, from Schererville, Indiana. 23-year-old Ray Hilbrick played for the Purdue Northwest Pride. Takes a strike on the outside corner there. The Purdue Northwest Pride in the GLIAC Division II, same conference as Grand Valley, Saginaw Valley, Wayne State, Davenport, Ferris State, although Ferris State does not have baseball. But they are in that conference. Ferris State, Northern Michigan, Lake Superior State, Michigan Tech, all those northern schools in there. It'd be cool if they had baseball teams. Upstairs, 2-1 on Ray Hilbrick. And the GLIAC, also known for being a Division II college football powerhouse, of course, with Grand Valley and Ferris State particularly. Those two of the top 5 Division II programs in the country most years. Below the knees, 3-1 on Ray Hilbrick. College football really starting to get going tonight, too. Got a couple of big-time matchups, Florida, Utah, Nebraska, Minnesota. Hilbrick swinging 3-1 and lofts a fly ball left center field. Coming in, Diaz, and he makes a nice sliding catch. He lost it there late, but it was on the transition after he made the catch. So Hilbrick flies out to lead off the bottom of the second. There's JJ, our field general, our bat dog. JJ always gets some of the largest ovations of anyone here. Christian Ortega at 254 this year with one out here in the bottom of the second. Ball 1 up and in. Hit a grand slam in their victory over the Eastside Diamond Hoppers last week and very nearly had a 2-home run game. He would have if Joey Califoot, the left fielder for Diamond Hoppers, didn't rob him of another one. And here's a high fly ball. Left side in foul territory. It's Weber going out and Diaz coming in, and it'll be the third baseman Weber taking charge and making the catch. A nice play there in front of the left field bullpen. 2 down in the bottom of the second. A foul out to the third baseman. Leave it up to Luke Stevenson to get something going here in the bottom of the second. We're still searching for our first hit. Each side's had 1 base runner. Upstairs, 1-0. Luke Stevenson from Algonac, but played at Elon in North Carolina, 23 years old, 6'1", 210-pound catcher. Takes a nice slider there from Huffman, dropped it in, 1-1. Batting average for Stevenson only at 130, but he does have some pop there. 3 home runs, driven in 14. 3 of his 9 hits are home runs. Huffman goes right back to it, drops another slider in, 1-2. It's not quite as extreme as the Josh Donaldson stat line. Josh Donaldson recently released by the Yankees. 10 of his 15 hits were home runs this year. 1-2 to Stevenson, swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Huffman. He ended the first with a strikeout, and he ends the second with one as well. We've played 2 scoreless Unicorns and Beavers on the USPBL television network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and recenter life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Third extra time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Third inning, Unicorns 0, Beavers 0. 8-9-1 for the Unicorns here as we get going in the third, the top of the third. Third inning brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Budweiser is a proud supporter of U.S. military veterans, and they remind you to please drink responsibly, especially if you are planning to be driving. So it'll be Ramon Enriquez, Donovan Curiel, and then back to the top with Nick Pastor against Jake Armstrong here in the third. These two teams have shown a penchant for playing these low-scoring pitchers duel type of games, and it's been these exact same two pitchers the last time, back on August 23rd, and now tonight. It's been Armstrong for the Beavers and Huffman for the Unicorns. Have not had a hit yet, both sides just with the one base runner who reached via walk. One strikeout so far for Armstrong, and Huffman just continues to look impressive. He struck out 3 of the 7 hitters he's faced through 2. First pitch to Ramon Enriquez. Low and away, and it scurries away from Stevenson. Ball 1. Line drive, right field in front of Ray Hilbrick. Base hit, Ramon Enriquez, his second hit of the season. Nice job going the other way with it there. Good for him. Donovan Curiel coming to the plate. USPBL All-Star. Back in that August 23rd game that I keep referencing, Curiel was the offensive standout for the Unicorns that night. It was Huffman doing the pitching, but Curiel had a double and a triple in that game. Drove in 2 runs that night. Takes ball 1 low and away here, and Donovan Curiel also has the unique and almost hard to believe distinction of being the only player in the USPBL to log a sacrifice bunt this season. A league-leading 1. Another one outside, 2-0. Ramon Enriquez on first base. He led off the top of the third here with our first hit of the night, a single the opposite way to right field. Big swing and a miss there from Curiel. Took a couple of steps across home plate to the left-handed batter's box after. 2-1. Curiel, 5'9", 160 pounds, 25-year-old native of West Covina, California. Played for NAI Clark University in Dubuque, Iowa. He'll be 26 in December, Donovan Curiel will. The 2-1. Fly ball center field. Chris Davis will back up a couple of steps, camp underneath it, make the catch. First out here in the top of the third inning. Back to the top of the order, Nick Pastor. He had a shallow pop-up into left field his first time up that Ben Wilcoxon, the shortstop, made a nice running catch on. A lot of shortstops might not have got to that and it would have been a hit, but Ben Wilcoxon's pretty good. He took one away from Nick Pastor there. Ground ball right side. Malik Bolin will step on the bag, throw down to Ben Wilcoxon at second base, who was waiting to apply the tag on Enriquez. It'll be a 3-6 double play to end the top of the third here. We've played 2.5 and we're still scoreless. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Beavers. Judd, Wilcoxon, and then back to the top with Chris Davis in the bottom of the third on the USPBL television network. And that was our 5th third out of the game.
There are things you can rely on in this world, like your dog being happy to see you, coffee getting you through the day, and the government changing business regulations. And when it comes to navigating those regulations, you can rely on Tryon and its team of attorneys. Tryon can also tackle time-consuming HR tasks like payroll and employee benefits, so you can stay focused on growing your business. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Bottom of the third inning, no score between the Utica Unicorns and the Birmingham Beavers on the USPBL television network. Had one of our more exciting fifth third out of the games that we've had in a while there. A 3-6 double play to end the top of the third. Malik Boland fielded the ground ball off the bat, and Nick Pastor then threw down to Ben Wilcoxon covering the bag, who applied the tag on Ramon Enriquez. So for the Beavers in the bottom of the third, just like it was for the Unicorns in the top of the third, it'll be 8-9-1. Marcus Judd, Ben Wilcoxon, Chris Davis. Davenport, Florida's Marcus Judd. Great young man. He joined us on the pregame show today. Fan favorite here in the USPBL. Very positive personality, and he will be in the broadcast booth doing the color commentary for one of the games on Saturday. All right, Judd is at 2:02 as he steps to the plate here to lead off the bottom of the third. First pitch fouled straight back to the screen, 0-1. Chris Davis walked to begin the game for the Beavers, and he stole second, and he's the only base runner they've had so far. Andrew Huffman has been particularly difficult for this Beaver team to figure out, and you can understand why. It's a nice, firm fastball, as you see right there, swing and a miss by Judd, 0-2. And as Marcus Judd himself told us on the pregame show, those secondary pitches are very good. Andrew Huffman's tough, one of the best in the league. Looking for strikeout number 4 here, as he's got Judd in an 0-2 hole. Fouled out a play, well back right side. Nice job by Judd just to reach out, and would have been borderline if he would have taken that pitch. Third inning brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you, Budweiser. Judd using his timeout here, down 0-2, which is another rule. You are allowed 1 timeout per at-bat, and it's common to see hitters use it in an 0-2, 1-2 count like that, which makes sense. Huffman's 0-2. Swing and a foul tip in and out of the glove of Enriquez. Judd stays alive. Would have been strikeout number 4 if Enriquez held on, but Judd got just enough of it. Huffman, although he's been working as a starter for a while now, he still continues to pitch out of the stretch all the time. Some guys are just more comfortable or more effective that way, and with his results, I wouldn't change it either. There's that slider, and it missed outside, 1-2. You already see, as we're at 7:41 local time, those shadows already becoming less of a factor. Up above the strike zone, Judd chased it and strikes out. Strikeout number 4 for Huffman. He's cruising. This is not what the Beavers wanted to see after he got in a groove early in that outing last time, and they wanted to attack him early and jump on that fastball and prevent him from getting comfortable, but it's looking like shades of that again so far. He's looking good. Retired 7 of the first 8. With the lone exception being Chris Davis's walk. First pitch, Wilcoxon tried to check his swing but couldn't, 0-1. I mentioned Wilcoxon usually doesn't wear batting gloves, but tonight he is. Although we have seen him do it in like his first step out of a game before, but then ditch him by the second or third. So we'll see if he sticks with him. Tried to front door him with that slider, but didn't quite break enough. Missed inside, 1-1. Two and one, and that one got the free hand. It got the right hand of the catcher, Ramon Enriquez. See the home plate umpire walk out and toss Huffman a new baseball there, giving Enriquez a little time. They'll wait a while before they run the pitch clock. Umpire will get some new baseballs brought out to him. That's part of the gamesmanship of it. I mean, those umpires, those home plate umpires and catchers particularly, they'll look out for each other. And that's got to hurt. Enriquez took that right off his exposed throwing hand, his right hand. But he's good to go. Going right back to putting down the signals. 2-1 the count on Wilcoxon. One out here, bottom of the third inning. Popped up on the infield, right side. It looks like it'll stay in fair territory, and it will. It'll be the first baseman, Lucas Gooden, making the catch, 2 down. Chris Davis, the lone Beaver base runner so far. Walked to begin the game for the Beavers in the bottom of the first. Swings first pitch here, misses 0-1. No score in the bottom of the third inning between the Unicorns and the Beavers in the final weekend of the USPBL regular season here. Nice pitch, a slider on the outside corner. Davis in an 0-2 hole. We'll have a Friday night fireworks spectacular tomorrow, and then Saturday be Star-Spangled Military Appreciation Day. 0-2 to Davis, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for Andrew Huffman. He has ended all 3 innings with a strikeout. We'll go to the 4th on the other side. Beavers, Unicorns tied at 0.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fourth inning at Jimmy John's Field, a Dave and Buster's Thirsty Thursday matchup. There's our USPBL dance crew. They always do a terrific job. Scoreless through the first 3 here between the Unicorns and Beavers. 2-3-4 for the Unicorns here in the top of the 4th inning. Angel Diaz, Lucas Gooden, and Josh Baker. Jake Armstrong is allowed just the 1 hit through the first 3. The hit by Ramon Enriquez, and single the other way to lead off last inning. Angel Diaz had a good swing his first time up, but he hit a fly ball almost right at the center fielder, Chris Davis. He had to back up a couple of steps on it. Armstrong gets it going here in the 4th. And drops that slider in for a strike, 0-1 on Diaz. The 0-1, ground ball left side. Ortega across the diamond to Bolin. One out here in the top of the fourth. Slowly hit ground ball. Ortega, the third baseman there, CM number 26, came in on it, a couple of steps to his left and made the play. Lucas Gooden, he walked his first time up and then stole second base. Takes one a little low there, ball one. Lucas Gooden stands deep in that left-handed batter's box. It's an open stance. Ball two. He kind of tucks that front shoulder a little bit and he kind of holds the bat pretty close to that left shoulder. Keeps the hands pretty close to the left shoulder as he cocks the bat over it. Up here 2-0, good hitters count. Outside 3-0. He's second in the USPBL in walks. He's got 31 this year with his one tonight and looking for number 32. There's one on the inside corner from Armstrong. 3-1, still a good count for Lucas Gooden from Lisden, Indiana. In the dirt. He did walk him second time tonight. Gooden's drawn a walk, so a Unicorn base runner with one on here in the top of the fourth. JJ the Bat Dog taking care of business there. Josh Baker, 25, will be 26-year-old native of Clarksburg, West Virginia, played for Middle Tennessee State, the Blue Raiders in Conference USA. Left-handed hitter, 6 foot, 210 pounds. Struck out swinging his first time up to end the first. There goes Gooden looking for his second stolen base of the night, and he's got it. He only had two stolen bases all season coming in, and now he's 2 for 2 tonight. Two walks and 2 stolen bases for Lucas Gooden. He did not advance any further in this. Let's see if the Unicorns can take advantage of this the first time. He did not advance any further in this the first time. Let's see if the Unicorns can take advantage of it this time. Above the zone, 1-1 on Baker. .37th game for Baker, hitting .239, 4 home runs, 17 RBI. Also has 3 doubles. Swing and a miss here, now down 1-2. Baker's drawn 18 walks, so he's got a solid .358 on base percentage. Anything over 35% is generally considered pretty solid. Throwback behind Gooden there at second base, and Gooden looked like he was a little caught off guard by it, but the throw was errant from Armstrong, and Will Coxon had to range over to the second base side of the bag to corral it. 1-2 the count on Josh Baker. Lucas Gooden's at second base here with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Scoreless, Unicorn and Beaver. Fouled out of play, third base side, still 1-2. Absolutely beautiful night here in Utica. Got some fans out there on the hill in right field. Always a popular spot to catch a game. Saw Nick Lucky from the Westside Woolly Mammoths last week hit one over that hill. One of the best home runs I've ever seen hit here. The 1-2 to Baker, ground ball right side. Marcus Judd, the second baseman, over to Malik Bolin. 2 down. Lucas Gooden moves over to third base.
Next up, the third baseman, number 13, Jared Weber. Jared played college ball for Florida A&M University Raptors. His career there, he hit
So with Gooden now at third base, it'll be up to Jared Weber. Grounded out to Ben Wilcoxon his first time up. It's at 239 this season. He takes one off the plate outside, ball one. The 1-0 to Weber. Armstrong drops that slider in 1-1. That's been Armstrong's best pitch tonight. He's had that slider going. He's been able to get it for a called strike. He hasn't even had to throw it and try to get him to chase a swing and miss. He's been able to drop it in the zone. There's a change up there, swing and a miss, 1-2. Weber, 23-year-old native of Crawfordville, Florida, played at Florida A&M. 6'4", 200 pounds, right-handed hitter. Now 2-2 as Armstrong misses high. Fourth inning brought to you by Scott's. Let's get to the yard, Scott's. 1 home run and 7 runs batted in for Weber. There's a nice swing. Fly ball deep left field, but Rudy Ramirez will go back and make the catch 1 step onto the warning track. Lucas Gooden walks, steals second base, gets all the way to third, but does not score. We've played 3.5. Unicorns and Beavers still scoreless on the USPBL television network.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time at Jimmy John's Field experiencing another exciting baseball game. This ballpark is one of many quality of life recreational assets Macomb County has to offer. And as you leave here today, let me invite you to explore Macomb County's diverse range of outdoor assets by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. You'll find the Macomb County's trails are open year-long and available for walking, running, biking, as well as paddling along with Clinton River. In Macomb County, there is something for everyone. Find out more about Macomb County's 4 seasons of fun by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. Now let's play ball.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Dave and Buster's Thirsty Thursday. Beavers Unicorns scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Jimmy John's Field. Happy to have you along. Beaver fan, Unicorn fan. Andrew Huffman back to work here for the Unicorns, and he will face 2-3-4. Rudy Ramirez, J.D. Stubbs, and Malik Bolin. 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings for Huffman. So if you go back to Huffman's start on August 23rd, and now his 3 innings here tonight, that's 11 innings of 1-hit baseball. 11 shutout innings of 1-hit baseball. He has had this Beavers team's number as of late, but he's got to navigate the 2-3-4 hitters here. Rudy Ramirez made a nice running catch on that swing by Jared Weber to end the top of the 4th. We'll see if he can do something here to lead off the bottom of the 4th. First pitch swings. Fly ball, shallow right field. Phil Matulia coming in, makes the catch. Easy 1 pitch, 1 out for Andrew Huffman. J.D. Stubbs, he was the first of Huffman's 5 strikeouts tonight. Struck out for the middle out, the second out in the 1st inning. Stubbs swings first pitch way out in front of it and hooked it foul. Out of the ballpark, onto Auburn Road there, 0-1. Andrew Huffman just recently turned 24 years old, born August 20th, 1999. So happy belated birthday, Andrew Huffman. The 0-1 to Stubbs. Ground ball right side. It'll be Donovan Curiel. He lays out. He knocks it down. And he throws, but not in time. That'll be an infield hit. The first hit of the night for the Beavers comes with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. A single off the bat of J.D. Stubbs. A nice play by Donovan Curiel. He ranged to his left toward first base and dove, was able to knock it down, kept it in front of him, but Stubbs got down the line and was able to beat it out. So both teams now with one hit, identical lines, no runs, one hit, no errors. Bolin wave and a miss. Bolin wearing the pants up, got the red Adidas cleats. Kind of hangs out over the plate a little bit there. Open stance, takes one at the knees, 0-2. There's a shot of those cleats. Malik Bolin. Second in the league in home runs and RBI. One of the best power hitters in this league. Takes his time out down here, 0-2. And Malik Bolin, we talked about Huffman just recently celebrating a birthday. Malik Bolin is about to celebrate one. He's 24, will be 25 on September 3rd, which is Sunday. So, happy early birthday, Malik Bolin. Down 0-2 in the count here with one out. And J.D. Stubbs on first base after he reached an infield single. Swing and a miss. Bolin strikes out. That's number 6 for Huffman. 2 down here in the fourth. Ray Hilbrick, he went the other way to left field with one his first time up, and Angel Diaz made a nice sliding catch in shallow left. A little bit low there from Huffman, ball 1. Hilbrick at 351 coming into play. Takes one inside there, now up in the count, 2-0. 29th game, 28th start for Ray Hilbrick. He's at 351 coming into play. He's 34 for 97, and with that fly ball tonight, now 34 for 98. Looking for hit number 35 here on the outside corner, 2-1. 12 extra base hits, 10 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, 16 runs batted in, and 2 for 2 in stolen bases is Ray Hilbrick. The native Hoosier, just a very nice all-around player. Waiting on the 2-1 here from Andrew Huffman. Inside, 3-1. J.D. Stubbs, at 6'3" and 220 pounds, would probably not be someone you'd think of as a base stealer, and you'd be correct. He's only attempted one this year, but he was successful. 3-1, popped up, left side, foul territory. Jared Weber going over, and he overran it. Does not make the catch. He ran a little too far toward the warning track, tried to reach back to his left toward the line a bit, and slipped over on the grass there. Did not make the catch. Ray Hilbrick stays alive. Count is full. Now it is. That does still count as a strike, obviously. Now 3-2. 3-2, 2 out, so even though he's not much of a base runner or base stealer, J.D. Stubbs will be off on the pitch over there. No score, bottom of the fourth inning. J.D. Stubbs on first. 2 outs, full count pitch to Ray Hilbrick. Fouled out a play left side. We'll do it again. Huffman has ended each of the first 3 innings with a strikeout. He has 6 already. 6 of the 11 outs. He's looking to end his 4th straight inning with a strikeout. Full count pitch to Hilbrick. Missed with it upstairs, ball 4. So For the first time tonight, the Beavers will have 2 on. Second walk of the night. Stubbs moves up to second base. Christian Ortega to the plate. Ortega fouled out to Jared Weber, his first time up. We just saw Weber overrun one there during Hilbrick's at-bat, but he made a nice play on one Ortega's first time up. Or I should say during Hilbrick's plate appearance, since Hilbrick walked. That is not counted as an at-bat. Strike one to Ortega. Three home runs, 15 RBIs, scored 13 runs. Just off the plate outside, 1-1. Ortega, 23 years old, 6'3", 200 pounds, from Miami, Florida. Played at a couple of Division II schools, Davis and Elkins in West Virginia, and Tusculum University in Greenville, Tennessee. Swing and a miss, 1-2. One strike away from wrapping up our fourth inning here in the USPBL Network. Fourth inning brought to you by Scott's. Let's get to the yard, Scott's. Timeout, Christian Ortega. The first game of what will be a great final weekend of the 2023 USPBL regular season, and then the USPBL playoffs get going next weekend, Thursday, September 7th. We will decide a champion for the 8th time in this league's history. 1-2, fouled back to the screen by Ortega. If Ortega can keep it going, Luke Stevenson there, number 12 in the on-deck circle. Another 1-2 to Ortega, low, 2-2. A little bit after 8 o'clock Eastern time now. Started this game at 7:04, it's now 8:04, exactly 1 hour in. Pretty nice pace so far. 2 on, 2 outs, 2-2 the count here in the bottom of the fourth. Christian Ortega up and in, count now full. So once again, Stubbs and now Hilbrick too will be off on the pitch. Here's Andrew Huffman. He's been the man looking for strikeout number 7. Here it is to Ortega. Got him looking at the knees, outside corner, and for the 4th straight inning, Andrew Huffman ends it with a punch-out. We've played 4, still scoreless, Unicorns and Beavers on the USPBL television network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth inning here at Jimmy John's Field on a Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. Hope you're having a great Thursday night. Happy to have you along. We talked about at the top of the show, it was a matchup of 2 USPBL All-Star starting pitchers tonight, Jake Armstrong and Andrew Huffman, and they've lived up to the billing so far. scoreless here as we begin the 5th inning. Only a total of 2 hits so far, each side with 1. And well, the pitchers have had the same end result. They've went about it in different ways. Huffman has been his usual self, that it's been hard for the Beavers to even get the bat on the baseball. He struck out 7 through the first 4. He's ended each of the first 4 innings with a strikeout. He's walked 2 and struck out 7, Andrew Huffman has. But Jake Armstrong here for the Beavers has only struck out 1 through the first 4, but he's only allowed that 1 hit. So although he and Huffman are going about it in different ways, they're having similar levels of success. It'll be 6, 7, 8 here for the Unicorns to get it going in the 5th. Phil Matulia takes ball 1 low. Matulia flew out to Ray Hilbrick in deep right field his first time up, about a step or 2 in front of the warning track. He just missed one. Fouls one out of play, third base side here. Count now 1-1. Off the plate outside, 2-1 on Matulia. 6'2", 205 pounds, 23 years old, native of Pelham, Alabama, is Nick Matulia, and he played for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. On the outside corner, 2-2. Louisiana Tech, also in Conference USA. Two-2 to Matulia. Hard ground ball right side will be the first baseman Malik Bolin on 1 hop. He'll field it himself. 3 unassisted the put out, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Let's talk about Matulia playing for Louisiana Tech in Conference USA. Same conference as his teammate, Josh Baker, who played for Middle Tennessee. Patrick Baggett to the plate with 1 out in the top of the 5th here now. First pitch, swing and a miss. Baggett flew out to Rudy Ramirez, the Beaver left fielder, his first time up. That ended the 2nd. Little up, now count now 1-1. Patrick Baggett, 6 foot, 170 pounds, switch hitter. Very impressive, see a switch hitter. Off the plate outside, 2-1, 23 years old, from Blairsville, Georgia. Played at NAIA Ryan Art University in Georgia. 2-1 from Armstrong here. Another hard ground ball on 1 hop. Very nice play by Malik Bolin there. Scooped it just to his left. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, and they both have been scored the same. 3 unassisted. First Matulia, and then now Patrick Baggett. Malik Bolin, we talk about his power hitting prowess, but he's a pretty good defensive player too, and he's got some versatility. He's played mostly first base, but he's also played some third base, some left field. The Beavers can move him around a bit. Ramon Enriquez, he has the lone Unicorn hit tonight. He had that single to right field to lead off the 3rd. Looking to get something going with 2 outs here in the 5th. Low and away with that slider from Armstrong, ball 1. There's one on the inside corner, evens things up at 1-1. Ramon Enriquez from San Bruno, California, 25 years old, will be 26 in December. 6 foot, 230 pounds, played at Division II Oklahoma Baptist. The 1-1 from Armstrong, up and in, 2-1. Swing, a line drive, left field, over the head of Rudy Ramirez. 1 hop up against the wall. Enriquez around first. He's going to go to second, but he's going to be thrown out. Great throw on 1 hop from Rudy Ramirez. Marcus Judd, the second baseman, received it and was there waiting for Enriquez. He was out by a few steps. Good swing, and he is credited for a single, his 2nd hit of the night, but he's thrown out trying to stretch it to a double. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th here on the USPBL network. Unicorn Beavers still scoreless.
You dreamed of starting a company, not an HR department, but your business has grown fast, and so have the complexities of payroll and taxes, benefits administration, and other HR functions. That's why your business needs a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions. Tryon provides businesses of all sizes access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Bottom of the fifth inning on a Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday here at Jimmy John's Field. Teddy Ryquist with you on the USPBL television network. Happy to have you along. Andrew Huffman back to work for the Unicorn. He'll have the bottom third of this Beaver order. Luke Stevenson, Marcus Judd, Ben Wilcoxon. Just one hit against Huffman so far for the Beavers, and it was of the infield variety. J.D. Stubbs had a single near the second baseman, Donovan Curiel, with one out in the fourth inning. There's a throw down to second base from Ramon Enriquez, and we're ready to get things going here in the bottom of the fifth. Ramon Enriquez had his second hit of the night, but was thrown out trying to stretch it in a double to end the top of the fifth. It was thrown out by Rudy Ramirez. Nice throw out there from the warning track in left field on one hop to the second baseman, Marcus Judd, and they got they got Enriquez by probably 2 to 3 steps. Ramirez nabbed Enriquez. It'll be Stevenson here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch, swing and a miss. Stevenson struck out his first time up to end the second. One of 7 strikeouts Andrew Huffman has so far. He's ended each of the first 4 with a strikeout. On the outside corner, 0-2, and he's making a early case here for strikeout number 8 to lead off the fifth. Timeout, Luke Stevenson. Sun beginning to set, beginning to transition into night here at Jimmy John's Field. A terrific night, the final night of August. August 31st, we'll flip it over to September tomorrow. 0-2. Popped up, out of play. Not that far from us, actually. Just got up to the third deck here at Jimmy John's Field, the VIP level. Then probably about 15 to 20 feet to my left. I do have the window open, so there's a possibility a ball could come in here sometime. Has not happened yet, though. 0-2 and Luke Stevenson here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Leading off the bottom of the fifth inning. Off the plate inside, 1-2. Fifth inning brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Banking at your convenience, Fifth Third Bank. High fly ball, deep left field, hooking toward the line, and they'll go foul. Good swing from Stevenson, a little bit out in front of it. Landed in that Beaver bullpen down the left field line there. Huffman back in the stretch, comes set, ready to go with another 1-2 to Stevenson. Ground ball left side, Jared Weber backs up on it. Long throw to Gooden, nice stretch. 5-3, 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Marcus Judd coming to the plate here for the Beavers, as we are scoreless in the bottom of the fifth inning. On the USPBL network, Judd struck out his first time up. Put together a nice at-bat, though. He battled off Couple of 0-2 pitches, had a nice take in there. He did what he could against Huffman. He saw some pitches, takes a slider here for strike one. We mentioned it earlier in the show. That's been Huffman's best pitch tonight. He's been dropping that slider in for a strike, particularly to these right-handed hitters. 5 on the pitch clock, the 0-1 to Judd. Went back to the slider, swing and a miss, 0-2. Judd's not going to take his time out here. Steps back into the box. Stands close to the plate from the right side. Takes one low. Ball 1. .42nd game this season for Judd as he takes his time out here now in the 1-2 count. Hitting .202. 3 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, 25 RBI. Those 25 RBI, Judd's actually 4th in the league in that category. The 1-2, swing and a miss. He strikes out for the 2nd time tonight, and that is the 8th strikeout for Andrew Huffman, and double digits is beginning to look like a real possibility. This is a special performance. So leave it up to number 9, man, Ben Wilcoxon. Still got the batting gloves on, does Wilcoxon. Popped up to Lucas Gooden in the 3rd inning, his first time up. And the slider once again for a strike from Huffman, 0-1. Playing Wilcoxon very straight up here. Low and away, 1-1. 1-1 in the air, right field from off the bat of Wilcoxon. Phil Matulia will come in, make a sliding catch. Nice play, and that'll end the 5th. So we've played 5, and we are still scoreless. When we come back with the 6th, it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the Unicorns, Donovan Curiel, Nick Pastor, and Angel Diaz. This is the USPBL Television Network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Sixth inning here at Jimmy John's Field. We have a new pitcher for the Bloomfield Birmingham Beavers. It'll be number 35, the left-hander and Wayne State Warrior, Brennan Cox. Cox, 24-year-old native of Taylor, 6 foot, 235 pounds. Run through his repertoire with you real quick, see what his offerings are. 3-pitch mix from Cox. Got a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a circle change. There's a good shot of Brennan Cox for you right there. The starter for the Beavers tonight, Jake Armstrong, 5 innings, a 1-hit baseball, 5 shutout innings as we're scoreless through the first 5. So Armstrong gave John Dombrowski a great outing here tonight. And now it'll be up to Brennan Cox to keep it going. It's very possible we'll see the Beavers piece this together inning by inning here. We could see a new pitcher every inning from here on out. For the Unicorns, meanwhile, no activity in that right field bullpen. Andrew Huffman, the way he's pitching, I think Jim Essian's going to ride with him until some trouble happens or Huffman himself tells him differently, because he is cruising right now. Need to correct that from Armstrong. Armstrong allowed 2 hits tonight. Both off the bat of Enriquez, because the second one he was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. So he allowed 2 hits in 5 shutout innings, did Jake Armstrong. Interestingly, only 1 strikeout, but he got the job done. Brennan Cox, first pitch of the 6th inning, nearly hits Donovan Curiel, ball 1. Curiel flew out to Rudy Ramirez, the left fielder, his first time up back in the 3rd. Upstairs now, 2-0. 6th inning brought to you by Jarbcom Audio and Video Solutions. Jarbcom. The 2-0 to Donovan Curiel from Brennan Cox. Ground ball right side. Marcus Judd takes a weird hop, but he keeps it in front of him. Gets it over to Malik Bolin in time. 1 up, 1 down here in the 6th. It looked like it was going to take a little bit of a weird hop there on Marcus Judd, and I think it did at the last second. Kind of came up on him, but Judd, nice job keeping his body in front of it, was able to gather the baseball back up and got it to Malik Bolin in plenty of time to get Curiel by a couple of steps. Back to the top of the order with Nick Pastor, 1 out here, top of the 6th inning, scoreless. And there is a pitch clock violation there on Brennan Cox. Mentioned earlier how it rarely comes into play. You know, most games you get 1, maybe 2 of them. So back to the screen there, so ball 2. So let's hope that's our only one of the night. It very well could be. So with the pitch clock violation, the pitch back to the screen, 2-0 the count on Nick Pastor here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Pastor's popped up to Ben Wilcoxon and grounded into a 3-6 double play tonight. So he is 0 for 2, but he's ahead in the count here, 3-0. That double play grounded into was a nice play, a hard hit ball, but Malik Bolin, the first baseman, made a real nice play to end the 3rd. The 3-0, taken all the way, strike 1. Wave and a miss by Pastor, 3-2. Count now full with 2 outs. Excuse me, with 1 out. Count now full with 1 out. Curiel was the leadoff man. He grounded out to Judd. Swing and a miss. Pastor strikes out, and now there are 2 outs here in the 6th. Leave it up to the left fielder, Angel Diaz. Diaz is lined out to the center fielder, Chris Davis, and grounded out to the 3rd baseman, Christian Ortega tonight. First pitch, swing and a miss. Diaz, 23 years old, from Green Acres in Florida, played at Weber International University in Babson Park, Florida, NAIA school. Fouled off the screen right side, 0-2. Diaz, 6 foot, 185 pounds, has the pretty rare combination of being a right-handed hitter, but he throws left-handed, a la Cody Ross. Up and away, ball 1 on Diaz. Cox looking for back-to-back strikeouts here to end the 6th. He came on after Jake Armstrong went the first 5. Little bit low. Count evens up at 2-2. Cox almost had that back-to-back strikeouts there. Armstrong went the first 5. Had 1 strikeout, allowed 2 hits, both by Ramon Enriquez. Now Cox misses in. Count full on Angel Diaz. So Armstrong went 5, allowed the 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and then Cox came in here in the 6th, has got a ground ball and a strikeout, and a full count payoff pitch to Diaz, fouled back to the screen. If Diaz can reach, Lucas Gooden's on deck. Lucas Gooden has been on base both times. He's walked and stolen a base both times. Pair of walks, pair of stolen bases. But Angel Diaz has to reach before Lucas Gooden can do anything. Payoff pitch. A little bit low, ball 4, and Angel Diaz does just that. Diaz walks with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. A scoreless game between the Unicorns and Beavers. Lucas Gooden to the plate. Does not have an at-bat tonight. He's walked both times. Pitch in the dirt there. Nice job by Stevenson to keep it in front of him. He threw back to Malik Bolin at first base, but Diaz back in safely with a head-first slide. Lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Brennan Cox, Lucas Gooden. 1-0 the count. Big swing and a miss from Lucas Gooden, 1-1. That's about as big of a swing as you'll see Lucas Gooden take. Very laid-back approach from Lucas Gooden. Knows what he's doing up there. 34th game, 35th start for him, hitting .270. Cox misses high, 2-1. Gooden's got 10 extra base hits this year, 6 doubles, 4 home runs. He's driven in 18, and he only had 2 stolen bases in his first 34 games, and now he has 2 so far tonight, so he brought the speed with him today. He's feeling good. Off the plate outside from Cox, 3-1. Lucas Gooden 1 ball away from walking for the 3rd time in the first 6 innings of this game. There's a shot of Angel Diaz on first. He walked himself. There goes Diaz, pitch outside, and Diaz will steal it. Oh, that was ball 4, that's right. So, back-to-back walks. 3rd time tonight Lucas Gooden has walked. Diaz moves up to second base. And with 2 on and 2 outs here, Stevenson will go out to have a talk with Cox. Ben Wilcoxon, the shortstop, will join the conversation. The 3 of them meeting on the mound right now. The cleanup man for the Unicorns, Josh Baker, coming to the plate, the designated hitter. Struck out in the 1st, grounded out to second base in the 4th. The first 2 Unicorns were retired here in the top of the 6th by Brendan Cox. Donovan Curiel grounded out to second base, and then Nick Pastor struck out swinging. But back-to-back walks for Angel Diaz and Lucas Gooden, and the Unicorns have something going here in the top of the 6th as we're looking to break this scoreless tie. The meeting between Cox, Stevenson, and Wilcoxon is over. First pitch, inside corner for a strike to Baker, 0-1. Baker, a USPBL All-Star this year, 1 of 4 in the lineup for the Unicorns tonight. Swinging a foul ball right at home plate. 0-2 now the count. You wonder if anticipating something off speed in the dirt, maybe the Unicorns will start the runners here. They do just that. And it's a ground ball up the middle. Marcus Judd to his right will make the play. Baker grounds out. That ends the top of the 6th. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. With the top of the order, Chris Davis, Rudy Ramirez, and J.D. Stubbs due up. This is the USPBL Television Network.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier health care and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Kerr honks in New York's Andrew Huffman back to work in the bottom of the 6th inning. Unicorns and Beavers still scoreless. We're tied at 0 on the USPBL television network. Happy to have all our Unicorn and Beaver fan along tonight, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Happy to have you along. Chris Davis, Rudy Ramirez, J.D. Stubbs, top of the order for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers here in the bottom of the 6th. But Andrew Huffman has been mystifying for this Beaver team. He's only allowed 1 hit through the first 5 innings tonight. He has 8 strikeouts, and this is after an 8-inning 1-hit performance back on August 23rd. So those 2 performances combined, 13 innings, no runs, 2 hits. Andrew Huffman's been terrific. Starts Chris Davis off with a ball here, low and away. Chris Davis has been on base tonight. He's one of two Beaver base runners. He walked to begin the game. Walked to begin the bottom of the 1st and then struck out in the 3rd. Off the plate inside, 2-0. When Davis reached on that 1st inning walk, he also stole second base, which was his 10th steal of the season. 2-0, swing and a miss there. I think that was a splitter Huffman dropped in there in that 2-0 count, got Davis to swing and miss. Nice pitch. 2-1, ground ball right side. It is fair, and Lucas Gooden, the first baseman, will field it cleanly, step on the bag. Davis is retired, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 3 unassisted, the putout. Rudy Ramirez to the plate, popped up to Donovan Curiel back in the 1st inning, and then flew out to Ray Hilbrick in the 4th inning. Or excuse me, flew out to Phil Matulia in the 4th inning. Wrong right fielder. Slider from Huffman for a strike, 0-1. Huffman's been relying on that slider throughout the night. There's a fastball swing and a miss, 0-2. And that slider-fastball combination has led him to 8 strikeouts through the first 5 innings tonight. Making a strong bid for number 9 as he's got Rudy Ramirez in an 0-2 hole. Swing and a miss. Number 9 is a 3-pitch dispatching of Rudy Ramirez. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. J.D. Stubbs, the only Beaver hit tonight, infield single with 1 out in the 4th inning. First pitch popped up in the air, left side, foul territory. Jared Weber has plenty of room, and the third baseman will make the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Beavers in the bottom of the 6th. Andrew Huffman, the Unicorn standout, continues to roll. We will go to the 7th on the USPBL television network. We are now officially in the late stages of this Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday matchup between the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and the Utica Unicorns. Top of the 7th inning, no score in the USPBL television network. 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Unicorns here. Jared Weber, Phil Matulia, Patrick Baggett. And I guessed last inning it was possible that the Beavers would piece it inning by inning the rest of the way here, but that will not be the case. Brennan Cox back out here for the 7th inning. He came in the 6th after Jake Armstrong went the first 5, so Cox back out here for the 7th, his 2nd inning of work, and he will deal with 1 righty, 1 lefty, and 1 switch hitter. Jared Weber, Phil Matulia, and Patrick Baggett here in the 7th. First pitch from Cox, spiked it in the dirt well in front of home plate, ball 1. Every Unicorn is hitless tonight except for Ramon Enriquez, the catcher. He has both Unicorn knocks, both singles, 1 in the 3rd and then 1 in the 5th. Jared Weber tonight is grounded out to short and flew out to left. Up and in near the hands of Miller, 2-0. Or excuse me, of Weber, 2-0. Another one up, 3-0. Unicorns will be happy to get the leadoff man on here, regardless of whether it's a hit or not. .3-0 swinging, grounded foul down the 3rd base line, 3-1. Interesting there, leading off an inning, 3-0 swinging. Must have really thought he was going to get something to hit, must have really liked it. 3-1 on Jared Weber, still a great hitter's count in his 20th game of the season here. In the air, left center field, coming in, Rudy Ramirez will make the catch. 1 out here in the top of the 7th, so Brennan Cox, a nice job. After falling behind 3-0, he battles back and retires the leadoff man, Jared Weber. Phil Matulia, 351 coming into play this year, but 0 for 2 tonight. Lefty on lefty matchup. There it is. Base hit through the left side. Phil Matulia, that's why he's hitting 351 this year. Single through the left side. 1 out, 1 on here in the 7th. Matulia now 1 for 3 tonight. His 14th hit in this, his 13th game. 3rd hit of the night for the Unicorns. So he joins Ramon Enriquez as the 2 Unicorns to record a hit so far tonight. Patrick Baggett switch hitting shortstop, Ben righty against the lefty Cox. First pitch a little low, ball 1. Matulia 3 for 3 in stolen bases. He's 3 in his first 12 games, so he is someone to keep an eye on over there. 1 out here in a scoreless game in the top of the 7th inning. Count now 2-0 on Patrick Baggett. .2-0 to Baggett, ground ball left side. Might not be hit hard enough to be 2. But it is. The Beavers do turn it. Wilcoxon to Judd to Bolin. 6-4-3. Didn't know if it was hit hard enough, but that's why both those middle infielders are all-stars. We'll keep it right here. This is the 7th inning stretch. Our taking out the ball game presenting sponsor is Genesis Credit Union.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Wrapping up the 7th inning stretch here at Jimmy John's Field. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Genesis Credit Union. That's not Genius, that's Genesis Credit Union. Scoreless game, Unicorns and Beavers. Andrew Huffman, he started for the Unicorns and he's still out here going into the bottom of the 7th. 9 strikeouts. Have to go through the heart of this Beaver order here in the 7th. 4, 5, 6. Malik Bolin, Ray Hilbrick, Christian Ortega. The Beavers turned a very nice double play to end the top half of the 7th off the bat of Patrick Baggett, who gets down that baseline well. You know, in real time, I did not think it was hard enough to turn it, given Baggett's speed, but Ben Wilcoxon did. Ben Wilcoxon, the shortstop, got it over to Marcus Judd. Great throw from Judd over to the young man at the plate right now, Malik Bolin, as we get going here in the bottom of the 7th. Bolin takes low, ball 1. Couple of strikeouts tonight for Malik Bolin. Both swinging, it's been a rough night for him, but you also know he's due, and he has the power to change this game with one swing of the bat. Could give us our first run of the night. In the air, right field, coming in Matulia. He'll slide, and I do not think he made the catch. I think he trapped it. Bolin around first, going into second, and as of now, it looks like a... Oh, they are going to say Matulia made the catch. So, that is a flyout, F9. A very close play there. Matulia, given the benefit of the doubt, he did make the grab, is the ruling on the field. So that's the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Malik Bolin did not think he made the catch either. He was standing at second base, thought he had himself a double there. Hilbrick, first pitch, swing and a miss. Chase one in the dirt there. Hilbrick has not been among Huffman's strikeout victims tonight, but he is 0 for 1. Flew out to left in the 2nd and then walked in the 4th. The lone Beaver with a hit tonight, J.D. Stubbs. An infield single back in the 4th. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th, a scoreless game. Had a feeling this one could turn into a pitcher's duel based on what we saw a little over a week ago, and that has certainly been the case. Off the plate inside, 2-1 on Ray Hilbrick. Huffman went with his best pitch tonight, the slider, but missed it inside, 3-1. He has walked 2 tonight, Andrew Huffman has. Mentioned Hilbrick being one of them, Chris Davis the other one, but Hilbrick will not walk here. Swings and hits a ground ball to second base, mishandled by Donovan Curiel. Regathered it through to first, but not in time, so Hilbrick reaches. I would think they score that in air on Donovan Curiel. Well, they went up with a hit on the scoreboard there, but I mean, that was a pretty routine ground ball right to Donovan Curiel, but hey, they're giving him a hit. I'll give him a hit. So a single for Ray Hilbrick with 1 out here in the 7th. Brings up Christian Ortega. Huffman misses a little bit off the plate outside, ball 1. Hilbrick 2 for 2 in stolen bases this year. Ray Hilbrick's on-base percentage at .432 coming into play tonight. Getting on base over 43% of the time. The 1-0 to Ortega. In the dirt, 2-0. Beginning to be some activity in that Unicorn bullpen down the right field line. I don't have Huffman's exact pitch count handy tonight, but it's got to be getting up there. That's the drawback of these high strikeout performances, is they often drive your pitch count up. The 2-0 well hit in the air left field. Angel Diaz back at the wall. He leaps and he cannot make the catch. It's gone. A home run, Christian Ortega, a 2-run shot, and we have our first runs of the night. The Beavers take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Number 4 for Christian Ortega. Now has 18 RBI. He got a hanging slider there from Huffman. That's been his best pitch all night. But he left one over the plate there to Miami or Florida's Christian Ortega. And he just got it over the wall in left field over the Sopranos catering sign out there. Probably about 325 to 330 feet, I would estimate on that. Nice shot by Christian Ortega. It's now 2-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Stevenson, first pitch, swing and a miss. A 1, fouled back to the screen, 0-2 on Stevenson. So that now would put Andrew Huffman on the hook for a loss tonight, but that's just the hard luck of the game of baseball because Huffman has been terrific tonight. It's just one pitch that's come back to bite him. Strikes out Stevenson with the slider right there, and that's strikeout number 10. He's in double digits. Sure, he's not quite as thrilled right now after just letting up that home run, but still, 10 strikeouts. What a showing tonight from Andrew Huffman. Kerhonkson, New York's Andrew Huffman. 10 strikeouts here through 6 2/3. Marcus Judd to the plate, 2-0 Beavers leading. Judd, first pitch, pops it up, right side, foul territory. Lucas Gooden, over by his own dugout, will make the catch, and that'll end the 7th. So the Beavers get the first 2 runs of the night, a 2-run blast off the bat of Christian Ortega, his 4th of the season. The Unicorns have 6 more outs to work with to try to get 2 runs back. We'll be back with the top of the 8th on the USPBL television network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's, $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Top of the 8th inning, now 2-0. Beavers leading the Unicorns thanks to Christian Ortega's 2-run shot in the bottom of the 7th. And we will have our 3rd Beaver pitcher of the night here in the 8th. It'll be Ryan Mann taking over after Brennan Cox went the last 2. Ryan Mann, 25, soon to be 26-year-old native of Lawrenceville, Georgia. 6'5", 178-pound right-hander. Played at Georgia Gwinnett College, one of those NAIA Georgia Gwinnett guys we talked about earlier. Man has a full diet of pitches. He's got 5 of them. He's got a 4-seamer, a knuckle curve, a circle change, a slider, and the 2-seam fastball. The 2-seam fastball does not use a whole lot. It's more so the 4-seam, and then he'll mix in that slider and that knuckle curve. And knuckle curve's a cool pitch to see. And we'll give you the rundown on Mann's numbers. He's had a strong year. Mann was a USPBL All-Star here in 2023. This will be his 20th game. He's 1-2 with a 3.77 ERA and an even 43 innings of work. The opposition's hitting .253 against him. He's walked 19 and struck out 29. He becomes the 4th Beaver pitcher this season now to appear in at least 20 games, joining Brennan Cox, who we just saw the last 2 innings, Jesse Galindo, and Michael Esposito. 8-9-1 here for the Unicorns in the 8th. Ramon Enriquez, Donovan Curiel, Nick Pastor. Enriquez is 2 for 2 tonight. And he takes strike 1 here from Mann. Enriquez had the game's first hit to lead off the 3rd inning. Low, count evens at 1-1. And then he had another single in the 5th inning when he was thrown out trying to stretch it to a double by the left fielder Rudy Ramirez, and that ended the 5th inning. 1-1 pitch from Ryan Mann. Inside, gets away from Luke Stevenson, 2-1. A little bit up and in, 3-1 on Enriquez, trying to reach for the 3rd time tonight. We were scoreless until 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning when Christian Ortega, the 3-1 to our Enriquez, fouled out of play, first base side, count now full 3-2. Scoreless until the bottom of the 7th inning when Christian Ortega, the 3rd baseman for the Beavers, hit a 2-run shot to left center, his 4th of the season. Ray Hilbrick, who reached on a generous single, scored on the play. Full count pitch to Enriquez, slowly hit ground ball to shortstop. Wilcoxon over to Bolin, 1 out here in the top of the 8th.
Next up with the Unicorns, the second baseman, number 2, Curiel.
And it looks very likely we'll have a new Unicorn pitcher in the bottom of the 8th. Andrew Huffman's day most likely is done. A terrific day. There's that knuckle curve from Mann, dropped it into for a strike to Curiel. Terrific day for Huffman, although he is on the hook for the loss because of allowing that home run to Ortega. Brennan Cox is the winning pitcher of record right now. The 0-1, Curiel pops it up on the infield right side. There were 3 Beavers all interested in making a play on it, and it'll be the shortstop, Wilcoxon, who took charge. That's exactly how they coach it. The shortstop's the field general out there. He's who needs to take charge, even if it is on the second base side of the bag, and that's exactly what Ben Wilcoxon did. Nice job. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Bring it back to the top of the Unicorn order. Nick Pastor swings and misses there. Pop-up, double play ground ball, and a strikeout tonight for Pastor. 0 for 3. Swing fouled well back out of play, left side, 0-2. The 0-2, swing and a miss, pitch in the dirt. Stevenson will pick it up and tag Nick Pastor. So nothing doing for the Unicorns in the top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th with the Beavers looking to add to a 2-0 lead on the USPBL television network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff.
Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer. Anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
New pitcher here for Unicorns. We get ready to go in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Beavers leading 2-0. It'll be Ben Kreisen taking over on the hill for Utica. 6'1", 208-pound right-hander, 23 years old, native of Punta Gorda, Florida. Played collegiately for Murray State, the Murray State Racers. Kreisen, 4 pitches, 4-seam fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup. Mostly that 4-seam fastball and that slider. And we'll give you a run through the numbers here for Ben Kreisen. This will be his 10th game. He's 0-3 with a 3.72 ERA. Opponents are hitting .268 off him. He's walked 7 and struck out 16 in 9 2/3. So those 16 strikeouts in 9 2/3 are pretty impressive. The 0-3 record, that's, you know, could be a little bit of bad luck mixed in there, a little bit of pitching at the wrong time, because the 3.72 ERA, not that bad. Ben Kreisen will have to face 9-1-2 here for the Beavers in the bottom of the 8th. Ben Wilcoxon, then back to the top with Chris Davis and Rudy Ramirez. We were scoreless into the bottom of the 7th when Christian Ortega hit a 2-run shot off Andrew Huffman. The only mistake Huffman made in his 7 innings. He was brilliant tonight. Struck out 10, but hung that one slider, and Miami, Florida's Christian Ortega made him pay. Those are our only runs of the night. 2-0 Beavers here as we get it going in the bottom of the 8th. Outside corner, strike 1 to Wilcoxon. The 0-1 fouled back to the screen, quickly 0-2. 8th inning here on the USPBL Network, brought to you by Jimmy John's, Freaky Fast, Jimmy John's. Wilcoxon's popped up to Lucas Gooden, the first baseman, and flew out to the right fielder, Phil Matulia, tonight. It's a ground ball to second base, and this one is also mishandled by Donovan Curiel. And once again, I would assume that that would be scored in error, but a similar play happened last inning, and they gave Hilbrick a hit. They gave Ray Hilbrick a hit. We'll see what they go up with here. Going up with a hit again. All right, I'll give Ben Wilcoxon a hit for that too. 4th hit of the night for the Beavers. Ramon Enriquez, the catcher, going out to talk to Ben Kreisen as Chris Davis, the leadoff man, comes to the plate. Davis 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. He had his walk back in his first trip, and then he struck out swinging in the 3rd and then grounded out to the first baseman, Lucas Gooden, in the 6th. Here he is with Ben Wilcoxon on and no one out in the 8th. Wilcoxon given a single for that ground ball that Donovan Curiel mishandled. And Kreisen tried to step off, but it was called for a balk. The field umpire was all over it, so Wilcoxon moves up 90 feet to second base. Kreisen was talking to the field umpire there. Umpire explaining to him what he did and why it was called, and looked like a pretty civil conversation. No real argument there from Kreisen. So Wilcoxon now at second base with no outs here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch is high to Davis, ball 1. No one else currently throwing in that Unicorn bullpen. There's some stirring in the Beaver bullpen in the left field line. 1 out to Chris Davis. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Number 16, Nick Bonk, moving around down in that Beaver bullpen. Not throwing, but looks like he might be starting to get loose. Maybe he's been told, hey, be ready to go. 1-1 on the outside corner to Davis, 1-2. With no outs here and Wilcoxon already at second base, a strikeout would be big for Ben Kreisen. Missed away with the fastball, 2-2. Good spot for a 1-2 pitch with a disciplined hitter like Davis, unlikely to chase, but in that count, you do not have to throw him a strike. So we'll do it at 2-2 now. Kreisen to Davis. In the air, center field, and that's down for a base hit in front of Pastore, and he'll get through him and roll all the way to the wall, and Chris Davis could have himself an inside the park home run here, and he will. Ben Wilcoxon scores. Chris Davis around third. Relay throw to the plate, not in time. Chris Davis in safely with a head-first slide. A 2-run inside the park home run. Double that lead, make it 4-0 Beavers here in the bottom of the 8th. As soon as that got through Pastore and you saw that rolled all the way to the wall, the 395-foot wall in straightaway center field, you knew with Chris Davis's speed, he was very likely to score. To the Beavers' credit, they got it in a hurry. Did the right fielder Phil Matulia and the second baseman Donovan Curiel, they got it to the catcher Ramon Enriquez in a hurry, but Davis beat it by about a step and a half. Inside the park home run. Now 4-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. Rudy Ramirez to the plate. First pitch was a called strike, then the 0-1, swing and a miss. Now 0-2 on Ramirez here. Still no one out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Wilcoxon was the leadoff man, and he reached with that single, and then the Davis home run. 0-2 to Ramirez. Missed low, 1-2. Stubbs and Malik Bolin to follow Ramirez here in the home half of the 8th. Fouled straight back to the screen. Ramirez a pop-up to the second baseman, a fly ball to right fielder, and a strikeout tonight. He's 0 for 3. 5 Beaver hits now. 1-2, little bit outside with the slider, 2-2. Ground ball right side. Curiel, no problem with this one. Over to Lucas Gooden. That's our first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning as Ramirez is retired. J.D. Stubbs to the plate. He had the first Beaver hit, an infield single back in the 4th. That, of course, came off the starter, Andrew Huffman, who went the first 7 for the Unicorns. Now Ben Kreisen working here in the 8th. Stubbs swings and misses. .9:07 Eastern here, a little over 2 hours into this game. The 0-1 off the foot of the home plate umpire, and Karam's over toward the third base side, ball 1. Good rip, but a swing and a miss from Davis, 1-2. Or from Stubbs, excuse me. Chris Davis had an inside the park home run 2 batters before this, which doubled this Beaver lead. Took a 2-0 game and made it 4-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. There's a sharply hit ball that looked like it might be a single to center field. 1-2 fouled back by Stubbs. Will stay at 1-2, but it got through, might have bounced right through the wickets, right through the 5-hole of the center fielder, Nick Pastore, and it rolled all the way to the wall, and with Davis's speed, picked up his 10th stolen base of the year earlier in this game. With his speed, once it got through Pastore, you knew he was likely to score, and he did. One-two, Kreisen went with the curveball. Stubbs swing and a miss. That's a second out here in the bottom of the 8th. Second time tonight Stubbs has struck out swinging. So Malik Bolin will be the last call here for the Beavers in the bottom of the 8th. He's also struck out twice. He's also hit a fly ball to right, so he's 0 for 3. Takes ball 1 away here. The 1-0 up and in, 2-0 on Malik Bolin, 6'4", 215 pounds. He's 24 years old, about to turn 25 on Sunday, September 3rd, from Fort Worth, Texas. Bolin, 2-0, out in front of the curveball, 2-1. 2-1 in the dirt. Bolin tried to check his swing and did. 3-1. Three and one, fouled out of play, well back first base side. Count now full. 3-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Beavers leading the Unicorns 4-0 on the USPBL television network. We were scoreless into the bottom of the 7th. Then Christian Ortega, a 2-run home run to left center for our first runs of the night. And now here in the 8th inning, Chris Davis doubled it with a 2-run inside the park home run. Malik Bolin swing and a miss. He strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. That'll end the 8th, but 2 more runs for the Beavers. We go to the 9th. Last call for the Unicorns, trailing 4-0 here on the USPBL television network.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Top of the 9th inning on a Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday here at Jimmy John's Field. Last call for the Unicorns. They trail the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 4-0, and we will have a new pitcher for the Beavers. Their 4th pitcher of the night. It'll be number 16, Nick Bonk. Bonk, 23 years old, 6'6", 245-pound right-hander, great size, 6'6", 245, from Buffalo Grove in Illinois. Played for the Northern Illinois Huskies in the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. Primarily a fastball and slider guy. He'll also mix in a curveball and a changeup. We'll get you his numbers here real quick. For Bonk, this is his 16th game. He's 0-1 with 2 saves and a 4.08 ERA. The opposition's hitting .260 off of him. He's walked 5 and struck out 21 in 17 and 2/3 innings. Mentioned those 2 saves for Bonk. This is not a save opportunity being a 4-run game here. It's got to be, rule is it's got to be 3 runs or fewer going into the 9th. And we will have a pinch hitter here for Angel Diaz to lead off the 9th for the Unicorns. Seth Gurgley pinch hitting here. First 2 pitches, both on the outside corner, both strikes to Seth Gurgley. Oh, 2 fouled straight back. So Gurgley hitting in that number 2 spot for Angel Diaz. Get that left-handed bat in there to pinch hit against the right-hander Nick Bonk. Here to lead off the 9th. Unicorns need 4 runs to keep this game going. 0-2 shattered his bat, slowly hit ground ball left side. Will Coxon tries to barehand it. Can't field it cleanly, and it'll be an infield hit, an infield pinch hit for Seth Gurgley. Looks like there's a very strong chance that Seth Gurgley's first USPBL knock right there. They're keeping the baseball, bringing it over to the first base dugout. So if that is indeed the case, which it appears to be, congratulations, young man, Seth Gurgley. A pinch hit, broken bat, infield single, but it is a hit. And the Unicorns have the leadoff man on here in the 9th. And Lucas Gooden has been on base all 3 times. He's walked all 3 times, so officially no at-bats tonight for Gooden. And here we are in the 9th inning. First pitch low to Gooden. We do have another pitcher throwing in that Beaver bullpen in case Nick Bonk runs into some trouble. There's a strike at the knees to Gooden, 1-1. 4-0 Beavers leading here in the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Unicorns. Seth Gurgley with a pinch hit single. He's at first base. 1-1 the count here on Lucas Gooden with no outs. There goes Gurgley. He'll slide in safely even though there was no throw down. Pitch was a called strike. 1-2 on Lucas Gooden. With a 4-run lead, the Beavers don't appear overly concerned about Gurgley on the base pass right now. More focused on Gooden at the plate. Count is 1-2. A little bit up, 2-2. Just missed above the belt with it, did Nick Bonk. There's that Beaver bullpen. Looks like Jesse Galindo was down there. Probably in just an emergency capacity, just in case. 2-2 on Gooden. Outside corner, strike 3, got him looking. First out here in the 9th. A big out for Nick Bonk, and maybe a case of Gooden's patience working against him. That was probably too close of a pitch to take in a 2-2 count right there. But Bonk's got to deal with another left-handed hitter now. He's got Josh Baker, designated hitter. Struck out in the first inning, then grounded out to second base a couple of times. He's 0 for 3. On the outside corner, strike 1, very similar to the pitch he just struck Gooden out with. This 9th inning brought to you by United Wholesale Mortgage on the USPBL television network. United Wholesale Mortgage. 4-0 Beavers. 1 out, 0-1. Josh Baker at the plate. Swing and a miss, 0-2. You could hear the grunt from Nick Bonk as he let that pitch go. Jared Weber's on deck. Center fielder Davis is shading Baker to go the other way a little bit, playing a little toward left center, and he had him played perfectly, hit him almost right at him. Chris Davis knew exactly what he was doing. Fly ball to center field off the bat of Baker. 2 down here in the 9th. The Unicorns down to their last out, and their last hope will come in the form of Jared Weber. First pitch to Weber, low and away, ball 1. One out to Weber at the knees, strike 1. 4-0 Beavers leading the Unicorns here in the top of the 9th inning. 2 outs. Seth Gergley at second base. This is the last hope for the Unicorns. Jared Weber facing Nick Bonk. 1-1 the count. Did not offer at the pitch, which got past Stevenson and goes back to the screen. Ball 2, and Gergley moves up to third base. Phil Matulia, the right fielder, left-handed hitters on deck. If Jared Weber can keep it alive here. In the air, shallow right field. Hilbrick moving toward the line will make the catch, and that'll do it. The Beavers will win by a final score of 4-0. The first 2 runs coming in the 7th inning. A home run off the bat of Christian Ortega. And then 2 more in the 8th inning off an inside the park home run by Chris Davis. So with this win, the Beavers move within a game of getting back to 500. Now 21-22. The Unicorns fall to 16-25. Andrew Huffman took the loss for the Unicorns, but it was a tough luck loss. He went 7 innings, allowed the 2 runs on that Ortega home run, but that was his only mistake of the night. He struck out 10, otherwise walked 2. Brennan Cox picked up the win. The Wayne State Warrior picked up the win for the Beavers. He pitched the 6th and 7th after Jake Armstrong went the first 5. Looking ahead here, the Beavers will be right back at it tomorrow. Friday, September 1st against the Westside Woolly Mammoths, the first place team at 7:05. And then on Saturday, the Unicorns will be back in action. They got a doubleheader against the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, the second place team, on Saturday, September 2nd. The first game at 5:30. The second game preliminarily listed as 7:30, but we'll see about that start time. So again, the Beavers back at it tomorrow against the Woolly Mammoths. The Unicorns back at it on Saturday against the Diamond Hoppers. Once again, our final score, the Beavers beat the Unicorns 4-0. Christian Ortega and Chris Davis home runs. Brennan Cox picks up the win. On the USPBL Television Network, I'm Teddy Ryquist. Have a great night, everyone.